So yeah, I think the themes of the two poems is change, talking about like change, not even just in the world, in the world in one poem, which is it is dangerous to read newspapers, and in the Old Convict, I think it's talking about change. The speaker is talking about change within himself, and because he was outcasted, I think that he's talking about like in the end he says reform. You say reform indeed. That's all reform, and reform is change. So I think he's saying that people need to change themselves, and he mentions the golden rule, which is treat others how you would wish to be treated. And I think that he wants there to be change in a way where he wishes that people would have treated him how he wants to treat others.
Wow. Okay, so what you're saying is the theme of the two stories is change.
Yes, right.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right. So
Anything to add to that?
no. Are we gonna talk about? Does anyone else have anything to say about the themes? Jason, do you have anything to say?
Wait, yeah.
Okay.
I have a question.
How is
No,
this?
wait. Okay. How is the second poem about change?
Okay, well I'm not even saying like necessarily, I think the speaker herself wishes that she could change because of, that's just my like interpretation of it, because of how she's talking about each time I hit a key on my electric typewriter, speaking of peaceful trees, another village explodes. I think that she's wishing that by, writing these articles on stuff, or writing about peaceful stuff in the world, that it could actually be that way. But every time she writes that, like another village explodes, meaning that no matter what she writes about, like things actually aren't changing because the world is the way it is. And so, that's just my conception.
I have a thing to add. Or do you have a thing to add? Okay.
So what you're saying is that when like every time she writes, it's not about a happy moment. It's always about a sad moment, like something bad happened.
Well, I think that from what I think is like when she's writing, I think she's writing about good things, and she's wishing that those good things, or she's wanting those good things to be, what they are.
Oh yeah. Okay. So also in the second poem, it talks about change for speech. It says, I'm the cause, I am a stockpile of chemical toys, my body is a deadly gadget, I reach out in love, my hands are gun, my good intentions are completely lethal. That means that she thinks she's the cause of all the destruction in the world and stuff, and she can't do anything about it, but, because she didn't have, any, like, say to do stuff. And then, yeah, in the last sentence she says, speaking of peaceful trees, another village explodes. So it shows that she couldn't do anything.
Yeah. So what you're trying to say is she wants change to happen, but she can't do anything about it?
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to say?
Yeah, that is exactly what it's.
Okay, but how does that connect with the first poem, the Old Convict? Is change the theme still in the first poem?
I think change is in the same poem, maybe just in a different way. Like, I think obviously like the poems have different content, even if like maybe the theme of them could be the same. I don't think that, like in the Old Convict it's talking about like bad things in the world, there's no reference to that or anything. I think just when he's talking about reform at the end, maybe he's saying, in a way he is talking to people, he's saying that's all, but I think he's mostly just referring to maybe being treated in a different way, and that could be the type of change. I don't think it's world change.
So, do you think they both want change, but they both can't do anything about it?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say? Okay.
Does anyone have something to say?
I have a question.
So the first poem is about she want to reform all the things. The first poem is about the writer. He want to change, reform all the things.
Yeah, I think mostly just reform within like how people are treated, like how he was outcasted, like Ishmael was outcasted by not being wanted. I think that he wishes there was change in where that wasn't able to happen and people treated him a different way, and so maybe that's the type of change.
Also in the second poem, I found out that by the imagery, it's like it's shown. It can show it can contrast the two worlds that she's in. She's you can tell that she's in a first world country, and then like what she found out on the news is like all the bad stuff in third world countries. Like say here in the first stanza, while I was building neat castles in a sandbox, the hasty pits were filling with bulldozed corpses. Like, that, see how like contrasts. Yeah, that's what I noticed.
Wait, what is it trying to contrast?
Like the two worlds, you know. Like, it's like two different scenarios. She's in a first world country, like she's blissfully ignorant, I guess. I don't know.
I think hold on please. I think the second part of the stanza, hasty pits were filling with bulldozed corpses. I searched that up and it said that it's reference to the what's it called, the Holocaust, when the Jews were getting killed in the pits and stuff, and their bodies became. So I guess that's like what you're trying to say with the two worlds, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So what you guys are saying is that there's like a good world and a bad world, like not a good world and bad world, in like a good society and a bad society.
I'm just trying to say like the speaker's contrasting the two worlds. Like I guess she wants to change that. I really don't know how to explain it. Like,
So you mean there's two words?
Yeah.
So basically what you're trying to say is like there's from like the speaker in the poem, like what she's trying to say is that like she's comparing her world that she lives in, which is like a kind of like I guess you could say she's well off maybe a little bit, and she has like a nice organized life, and she's comparing it, she's watching the news and she's seeing all the disaster happening on the other side of the world, and she's comparing how her life compares to those people who are going through that.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
So maybe where else do we see this? Like not just in these poems, but like in life.
I guess you can contrast like I guess like if you're where else is this? Wait, what are we talking about again? So where else is what happened? Change happened? Okay, so yeah, women's fighting for rights. They wanted change. They wanted more rights and like just like personal like civil rights and stuff like that. Like before they were like below than men. Men were like higher than women back then, but then the suffragists and stuff fought for women's rights, and now we're somewhat equal.
Yeah, I think that's good. Like to add on to what Rendell's saying, like kind of like a revolution type thing in like the rights of women and also people who have been outcasted into society. I mean, there's definitely cases in our history where people who have been outcasted have like protested against it, and they've come up like with workers and like different like groups that have been discriminated, and that kind of relates to like I guess both poems because it is in the world, but it's also within like people themselves who have been outcasted. So to add on to what Rendell's saying.
Also in Writer 1, there's like a lot of changes that wanted to be made. For example, like Rendell said about women rights, and also there was one more, I don't remember, like how